Hey, what up everybody? How you doing, man? Yo, this is some shit that has to do with English. You know, Lotfi double canon, Lotfi double canon is somebody who, you know, I did a reaction. Actually, I did a review about the guy in Darija Maghribiya, of course, in the Moroccan Darija, and it happens to be my review to this guy, to this very song, which is Rapid, happens to be the most viewed in my channel. So it hasn't happened for a coincidence, because this guy was somehow my favorite rapper for a long time, since 2009, and people who understand Darija Maghribiya would go back to my review on this rap song and then get it straight. But one thing I gotta say, and I feel that I had to do, is the fact that such a guy as Lotfi double canon, such a song, such a rap song as Rapid, doesn't need just reviews in Darija. Like, Lotfi should not go in festivity just when it comes to how people received his rap song after a long absence from the scene. What I'm saying is, this song, this rap song, unfortunately, I've seen so many videos, I've seen so many reviews on this song done by Americans, by Europeans, people who speak English, and people who, because basically what I'm concerned about right now is the kind of review that might be done or should be done to the lyrics of this song. As somebody who is doing this right now, I have been concerned all this time, listening and watching videos, doing reactions to Rapid from America, from Europe. I was trying to say, like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I gotta help these people understand what Lotfi is trying to say. So that's why I thought about doing a review in English of Lotfi double canon, Rapid, and let's go. And peace out to all my Algerian fans, people, like to all the fans of Lotfi double canon, and all to the people, and all to the very people who know that English is beautiful.
الرابط ديما بكلبي من بكري يا ولد عروبي بلدي من بكري كلامي بلندي مبني مدمبل تاع بودي بيلدينغ.
Right, let's go straight here. First thing that you need to explain is the fact that the guy has always been rapping from the bottom of his heart, that he's been rapping for so long, and he is calling the guys listening to him, like the kind of rappers, the kind of audience that he is addressing as Ya Wuldi, like, oh son, and Arabi Bildi Mil Bikri Kami Blendi, like I'm down to earth, Arabi countryside guy. Like, I don't fake shit. I don't just, like, dress my words to make them look diplomatic and shit. I'm somebody who goes straight forward, tells facts as they are, and shit as you name it. And this is happening, has been happening since long. And it's strongfold. My words are strongfold. They're built with dumbbells. You know the dumbbells with which you work out? You go to the gym and you carry them, like you carry the dumbbells and shit. Like, built with the dumbbells of the bodybuilding. Like, but it's not muscles. It's my brain muscles. It's my words. And I'm rapping since the time of Tupac, Biggie, and Lil Kim. You know Tupac, of course. You know Biggie. You know his enemy in the rap game, back then. And Lil Kim, who was a famous rapper, female rapper, rappers, I don't know, who, I don't know, disappeared, but she was a bomb back then. Kill Blade, Kill Bill, La Blade, you know, these are movies, I think. Right, I rapped about George Bush, about Obama, about Kennedy, about, you know, kind of poem that was written at the times of the Prophet, and about the Mutanabi, who is a famous poet in the Arab literature, and even about the Kindi. The Kindi is a philosopher who happened to, you know, in Islamic thought there were like two major streams back then and up to now, because logic says so. It's about two brands that say it's fatalism. It's a matter of fate. It's that God has pre-described every piece of shit that would happen in the human life, every single human life. And the Mu'tazila, who happen to believe that, well, hang on, guys, like there is something called the will, called the perseverance, called the willing to exist, like the decision-making shit that we have all in our brains. So Kindi was the kind of guy who would try to reconcile the Greek philosophy to the Muslim orthodoxic thinking, in the sense that they make one identity, and through the logic and through theology, which is ilm kalam, and you know, shit like that, and you know, you mingle the shit, you try to give some understanding of the Quranic verses, of the religious verses, generally speaking, be it Quran or Hadith, giving it some sense through the Greek logic. That's what Al-Kindi was doing somehow, and it will ring about when we come to talk about the Ibadiyya later, when he talks about it. Right, the guy was singing before Spotify and Deezer, and he cut his veins to show that he's Algerian. Right, when he cut his veins, there showed some biceps, which show muscle in the same condensity, in the same density, in the same strength of somebody called Van Diesel, who is like a muscled guy in the game of wrestling. I rapped science and I rapped conscience, which is Damer. Right, on both fuel and whatever shit, like whatever kind of engines that work with different kind of fuel, but it's the same power. Right, on the creation and the birth given. And it has always been an international conflict, like conflit mondial. Where I rapped peace, I rapped war, I rapped I don't know, and I rapped about Darra. Like in my Darija review, I talked about Muhammad Darra, who died in the breast of his father, like with the shooting of the Israelis. That was a famous case. I'm not talking about that, but like the people who reacted to my Darija review of this song said that the guy was talking about the atom, Latom, Darra, the atom, not about Muhammad Darra. But maybe the accent played games with me in my brain when I got that, because, you know, Darra, but he said Darra, you know. Right, I rapped about Palestine and shit. I rapped about the Balfour Declaration, which promised the Palestine as a Jewish land, and it was sent by a guy called Balfour, and he was in the British government, who was really in like control of the Palestine region. And even though the Ottoman Empire actually still existed back then, but it was at its weakest point. Right, I rapped about life, about nagging, about young people who are happy but they're sad at the same time because there are other people, like because of government corruption, because of people who are like taking their like usurping, I love this word, usurp, USURP, that's the verb. People are usurping them out of their rights. Right, he rapped, the guy rapped about science, he rapped about Turkey, he about Ankara, he rapped about every piece of shit you might imagine. He rapped about prayer, about the recitals, even about like brothels, about prostitution houses, about those secret houses where shit is going on. And I rapped about the Nazis, I rapped about the NASA, like the NASA, I rapped about the Razi, about Gaza. Hang on. Classic rap, unbreakable rap, like invulnerable rap. You might consider me as an antibiotic. Antibody shit against hepatitis. Right, I stood against everything that was wrong, and I don't give a shit if you are Maliki, if you're somebody who believes in the doctrine of the Malikis or the doctrine of the Ibadis, like the Ibadism. And the Ibadism, by the way, which which happens to reign in Oman and Sultanate Oman, and it happens to have some shit to do in Algeria, and that's why Lotfi Double Cannon is talking about this, because the Ibadism or the Ibadis are people who have tried, historically speaking, and who have a say still in Algeria, as I could collect from comments and people who left me some kind of, I might say, new information, things I have never known, or I had never known before I launched the video, or I uploaded the video. So the thing here is that in Algeria there is the Ibadism, which is like for a fact of life. It's that kind of reconciliation between fatalism, which is al-Qadariyya al-Jabriyya, and the Mu'tazila issue, in the sense that God has created a certain genome sometimes pronounced, inside every one of us, and that made us ready or have a predisposition to having a certain fate, having a certain tragedy, having a certain comedy, having a certain line of life, whatever it might be, like the whole line of life. Like God has decided that for us and has put it in our genes, in our genome. But at the same time, people do have the power to change that fate, and going from fatalism to mu'tazilism, which is having the ability to own your own decisions and to have your own will and to have the supremacy over your own will, decisions, life, you name it. So the Ibadism was a kind of reconciliation between fatalism, القدرية الجبرية, and the Mu'tazilite shit. I'm sorry, Mu'tazilite philosophy, you know. I'm sorry about that.
قاضي رابط شحال صفحة رابط بالدرجة ولا الفصحى كلمات كانت قاسية قاصحة لأصحابه رجال فدجيل فيق وتصحى رابط رمضان وعيد الأضحى.
Right, the guy is still talking about the things he rapped about, and he's still talking about the controversies. He's still celebrating the fact that his words, that his lyrics were always like hard on people to hear, and he was even treating like religious things like Ramadan, like Eid al-Adha, which is the sheep sacrifice thing, if you've ever heard about it, as non-Muslims. But here he's comparing the sheep with the people, because the sheep keep butting, like keep fighting, keep colliding in it. Same thing happens with people, like everywhere, everywhere, and you know what I mean? Like people are fighting all over. Even worse, a motorbike was passing. Even worse than sheep would do, than rams would do. As we always say, past is past, and broken is broken. And whatever is a nuisance to my head is something that I have already classified file. Because my words are basic, like AC Milan, which is an Italian football team that is known for its great defense lines, and you name it. You know, the Italian football is known for the strong defense that it shows against adversary teams. Right, this is like, as I said in the Darija review, this has something to do with the Algerian system inside. I'm not going to go into that. The GSC is like La DST in Morocco and shit. I don't give a shit about that, because I know that Lutfi has always been going against the regime in Algeria and has always been facing the same problem since then. Right, so he rapped about Sisi al-Fattah Sisi, you know, the president of Egypt. Fassi, I talked about him, the guy doing, I don't know, religious shit. Corruption, I rapped against corruption from all the bottom of my heart, but the people who would love just to make some combating shit. And I'm rapping about history of Yuba until Masi, who are people who controlled, who are the real history of North Africa, of Namibia, of the Imazighan culture, guys. Like the kind of people, because we always, you don't know. Like, let me tell you something, people who, this is exclusive to the people who are listening to my review and trying to understand the kind of rap they're reacting to from North Africa, and they don't understand shit about it. Here is history. Here we're talking about a legacy of thousands of years in North Africa. We might be the origins of humans, guys. You're in Europe listening to me. You're in America, wherever you are. We might be the origin. We might be the ones making history on this motherfucker as being the first humans. And here we're talking about kingdoms that belong to dynasties that happened to be before the coming of the Arabs from the peninsula, and you name it. So guys, Biba Imaziran, Biba Lotfi double Kaanon, Biba Yuba and Masi, Biba Dihia, Biba I don't know who, North Africa, Numidia, Imaziran. A big culture, a big civilization, and fuck the rest. And vive Qbaybili people. And vive Reef, vive Atlas, Biba Imaziran culture. That's what I'm talking about, guys.
ماسي راب متوازن راب ملتزم جم ينهازم جم يتنازل راب متماسك راب فيه قاسم سليمان عازم الشيخ ابو مازن الراب تاعي ديما كرياتيف.
Well, hang on, guys.
راب متماسك راب فيه قاسم.
Right, he's describing his rap. He's saying that his rap has always been balanced. His rap has always been I don't know, systemic, in within, never giving up, never surrendering, always coherent, and a rap that has a name. Sliman Hazm, Sheikh Abu Mazen, rap ta'idima creative. My rap is always creative.
سليمان عازم الشيخ ابو مازن الراب تاعي ديما كرياتيف راب فرق بين الكرياتور بين الكرياتين ولا
rap that makes difference between creature, creatine, keratin, carnitine, and carnitine. These words, I know them in English, but I cannot explain them to you because they fall into a section of knowledge that is far away from me. There is something I cannot monitor or handle because I'm not a science-oriented human being. And my apologies for that. You got the Anglo-Saxonic appellations of every piece of shit that is mentioned here. You can go Google them up, and sorry for that inconvenience.
بين الكارليتان ولا كارنيتين الراب اللي كتبت تقول طازر يوصل.
Electric rap to the point that you would name it a taser, the one that electrifies your ass.
الناس بهديمة تتآزر.
Like always calling for cooperation among people.
واصل كنا نحبس نحس لازم نعود حاصل نواد بلا.
Once I stop, I feel suffocated.
سيتوبلازم راب بالالف والهمزة.
Rap with capital letters, motherfuckers.
ساعات كلمة تسمع.
Sometimes calm. You wouldn't even hear from it a whisper.
همسة ساعات هايج بغناية محمسة ساعات.
Sometimes going out, bursting in enthusiastically. Sometimes you feel like it's a war. Heavy rap, monster rap, rap lourd, rap roule, rap naboul, crazy rap. Rap that defends the oppressed. Rap that defends the melancholy. About everybody, about the killed, about the assassinated, about the taken aback and killed. Right, always I have been concerned with one point, which is like construction. It's not about demolishing. I'm not somebody who comes to criticize for the aim of having shit pulled down and never being constructed or built up again. I'm somebody who comes up to destroy and build up. That's my meaning. That's what I want to say. That's what I'm rapping about. Right, going religious. He's talking about the hadith, which is the sayings and the deeds of the Prophet, which is like I don't know how to describe it, which is like reportive, Like it goes from line to line, from a line of reciting to another line of reciting, and the Quran is of course something that is recital. You gotta sing it somehow, but not in the mold of the idea of singing. It's just reciting in a very rhythmic way, in its own way, which we call tartil, which is a word that cannot be translated, to be honest with you. Right, so people no longer stick to religion, no longer consider what the Quran or the Hadith say. It's all about the idea of like Twitter, like twinning, like going to see TikTok, going to live within a life of an appealing life of seduction. He's still in festivity about what he has rapped about all this time long since he started, about politics, about Moscow, Beijing, Moscow and Beijing. He even rapped about the Bible in the سفر التكوين. Fuck it. Genesis. سفر التكوين is Genesis. Please, if I'm wrong, correct me. سفر التكوين is the Genesis in the Bible. Mom, please correct me if I'm wrong. And even about the scientific, ages. How should I translate that? Like, I don't know. I don't want to go to Google and translate that shit, but إجاز صورة تكوير. I don't know, the verse of takwir in Quran. I talked about it in Darija, but I don't think that I went further in explanation when it comes to this, but you can always go to Zindani, Zaghlul Najjar, and you name him, you name them, but please, take it from me, that's bullshit. That's sticking to science to prove that Allah is correct, as if Allah is not bigger than science. Fuck that.
والإعجاز في صورة التكوير علي جالي نهار كل يكمي وكيما الجوكر وهار اللي يكمي في اللي كونسير ولا سوسان أنا سلاحتي غير هذا لسان من الحجرة السر.
Right. Be it that I'm live or that I'm on concerts or that I'm singing in a studio, even though he didn't say it. My only weapon is my tongue. Talking about theft, talking about oppression, talking about poor life, misery, and talking about human rights.
ولا ميزار ديما رافع حقوق الانسان تروح فكرهم بالك انسان نهار العصابه سبوا الاسلام كي الدعاة كل سكتوا شكون واحد وقف ورا.
Alright, just try to remind them that the time when Islam was attacked, when every scholar of Islam shut the fuck up, I was the only one who stood up for the sons of Salal. I don't know who are these people and what incident he's talking about, but he pretends now, he claims to be the only one who stood up for those motherfuckers who tried to attack Islam. Right, he's going now Eminem shit. Let me translate it for you. رابط والرابي دور في دمي كم الملدي. I rapped, and rap is circulating within my blood as a disease. y'all, when I started from the very beginning, and DBT, I don't know what's DBT, but I was in credit. I was literary oriented as a student, but I was always fighting to the end as Obito. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about here. Right. As non-native speakers of Darija or whatever, you might find like there's a lot of rhyming in here. There's a lot of musicality in the syllables. But if I have to translate that, I would be doing it this way. I rapped, and in front of me there has always been my eternal hope that I wish to hope that my hope would not be my pain, and my boredom, and my faith will fight against all this. And even my enemies, even with my enemies, I have never been enemy. I have never been selfish. My words have always been going around, have always been clear, have always been great, have always been eternal. Daily, kullil, kullili, kunna baytin, نكتب من شعر كل بيتين. Like every night I would be writing poetry, be writing like verses of every poem. رابيت الحوايج هادم ومهما غلطت مشني نادم درت الخير ولا كنت آدم كيما هكا دي طبيعة بانية. I rapped all this shit, and even like no matter how wrong I was, I don't regret that shit. I will redeem that shit. I did good, and I never committed sins like this one, and this is the human nature. Like from the times I started to rap as fast as I do now, until the day God woke me up. Woke me up and told me that in fact I was not rapping. Rather than having me in fact bringing up some kind of conscience. That's Nrabbi, educating people, educating generations. And as a matter of fact, Khoya Lutfi, that's what the fuck you were doing. That's what the fuck you have always been doing. And as a matter of fact, again, I love this Algerian rap. I love this North African rap. So all I might say is thank you, everybody. This was a review in English. To everybody who doesn't understand Darija, to everybody who wants to enjoy some kind of translation to a review, to a lyrics, to a bunch of lyrics that somebody has launched called Lutfi Double Canon. So peace out, everybody. Double Canon. Peace out, everybody, and yeah, see you in the next review in English. And peace out, and please go rap. Stop fucking rapping in English, motherfucker.